Now, I started this morning. I'm going to finish. Well, I'm going to do a recap. So, I was sitting and thinking, because I always sit and think um, about the state of people's minds and why some things people still seem to me to be delusional on. And I'm like, how? Especially if you've ever run a household, save money for anything in life, like a down payment for something, a vacation, anything. If you've ever, and especially with business owners, I'm like, what? At some point, basic math or basic common sense will kick in when you hear certain things like policy related. So for me, I'm at a point in life, I don't want to pay any more taxes. And it's one, because I think I've paid enough. I'm not getting, as I've constantly said, I'm not getting what I need to get for my tax dollars as a law abiding citizen. Because it seems like the illegals, the officials that are elected, they're committing major fraud. I'm tired. Like every week, it's either somebody being arrested for mismanaging money or just fraud, mismanagement. We had the PPP loans. Different people got campaign money. People that have raised money, like the chicks that was out here doing the burn, looting, bride summer. They went and bought some mansions. You ain't heard from them chicks again. Like everybody is using some pity party to come up. But then it's not even their fault for being able to do that. It's the fault of the people that buy into the pity party. And then it's okay once if you get got, but to keep getting got. So that's why now I'm sitting here and I see all the little affordability chatter, and I'm sitting there saying to myself, is anybody watching how many taxes, how many more taxes these people are making or introducing or planning to introduce, the fees that they're putting on, tacking on the things. You can't add a whole bunch of fees and taxes, just like with the tax on tips. The federal government was, what is it, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and something else. But you got individual states who didn't allow for the no tax on tips. So who do you blame? You blame the people in your state. But realistically, seriously, it's so much mismanagement of money. Prime example, California, a couple of months ago, the homeless money, they can't account for it. So, and they arrested like two individuals, and then it was a husband and wife that were arrested in, I don't know if it was LA or somewhere, mismanaging money. So you're giving out money supposedly to fix the homelessness problem, but the homelessness problem is out of control. Seattle, just last week, same thing. They don't know where the money is. And we're not talking about $30 or $300, some about millions of dollars. And instead of saying, hey, let's track this money, let's do an audit, either they want to make laws like Baltimore with Brandon Scott want to make laws to obstruct from finding out what's going on. Like, you in a position where you were elected, so it's your taxpayer funded because you were in a government position. So the taxpayers, which are Baltimore residents, which at the same time, and I know I got some Baltimore residents, and I'm not talking about all of you, because I know some residents in Baltimore that are pretty sharp and they don't like what they're seeing. But you have those residents that don't care because Brandon has an afro or he's young or whatever the case may be. I don't care what you are. When we're talking about public funds, if it's your money by yourself and you blow it, that's fine. That's on you. But this is taxpayer money. So as a resident, the lack of concern cracks me up that some people have. But yet you want to know affordability. Part of affordability is government mismanaging money, because when they mismanage money, they haven't spent money appropriately or correctly. So some of the basic things that need to get done, like, maybe housing, uh, streets, schools, which are woefully, they're not even underfunded. They just not teaching anything. But they just passing them along. It's just so many issues, but don't nobody want to talk about all these daggone different issues, because they all boil down to one thing, and it's not money. It's not the need of more money. There doesn't need to be any more programs, no more money, no more anything. We need fiscal management. We need better auditing and tracking of where said money is going. I know where said money is going, because there ain't no way you mismanaging that much money. Why is it that some places can manage money and then others don't? Because they don't care. And especially when you don't care about the taxpayers' dollars. Why you have people, these people don't even care about you as a taxpayer, because they don't respect your money. That's just like when you let your child use your car. They don't have nothing. They're using your car. So they in it, they smoke it, they doing whatever they want to do. They don't respect it because it's not their car. They should. Like, if something is not mine, first of all, I don't want to mess it up. I want to take care of it because I don't want to be responsible for it. But that's when you get older and you grow up and your mind is mature and you appreciate somebody actually entrusting you. You understand that they're entrusting you with something that's theirs. And then for you to break it, not care, and throw disregard, but yet you keep doing it. So as a parent, if I keep doing it, it's nothing. If I don't let my child hit with consequence. So my point is, the consequence for mismanaging money, or not allowing certain records to be shown, or for all you do is let them come back to you and tax you and put more fees on certain things, and you good with that? The disrespect of your vote and costing you money by not managing your money should get them a no vote. But no, you will turn around and vote for them again, and they know this. So that's why they playing the affordability game. It's always something about, well, I can do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to make... No. In order to make things better or to control spending, you have to stop spending so much money. Nobody wants to talk about that because it's hard. I know it's hard. But it's times in your own house when you've had to cut back spending because you needed to save, or you had an expense to come up, or you realized you overspent. I done put a clamp down on myself because I have to get this month, the portion that my dental insurance is going to cover, but then the portion that I have to cover, I'm getting that together because I don't want to take out no additional money, no loan. I'm gonna pay for it out of my pocket, so I'm getting ready for that. So I done told myself, no, it's certain things you're not ready to do, certain things you're not doing for your birthday, because you got to get part of this money together to get started on what needs to be done, so you can get the broken off tooth fixed. So it is what it is. That's what you do as a government, and I'm talking about state governments right now, because that's where a lot of problem is. They will spend the money, don't know where it is. California, Seattle, Washington, on and on and on and on. Then you have people that come and steal money, but if they steal it while being whatever they tell you you can be and steal, it's okay. No, they need to go to jail too. So shout out for the FBI going and raiding those luring centers. They probably was thinking they was going to breathe easy. No, don't let them think they're going to breathe easy. Run back up and through there. Yeah, because that theft right there really pissed me off. And then the state level, they ain't do enough to me. I'm like, why they not like the one dude that just ran off? The judge just let him decide for him. He done stole millions of dollars, and you going to actually let him keep his passport? So he done ran off. Then you got one, a year. maybe millions of dollars. And it's been what, 70, 80 something. They ain't really getting no time. So I'm like, okay, well, let the feds get at them. Because they need to and denaturalize them if they've been naturalized, whatever they are. Send them up out of here. And next, please do something with Ilhan Omar. Please. 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 Because she wrote the law, apparently, for the feeding of futures, which I don't know if that made it a little bit more easier for them to get money, but that made it easier for them to take money. I'm sure she knew what they was doing. And then she got nerve to have endorsed Utah. Listen, don't be silly. She done endorsed some Somali out in Utah. Don't do it. That's all I'm saying. Don't do it. You got friends, people you know in Utah, tell them don't do it. People have to start listening. You don't even have to listen. You know the states. Oh, and I want to say this to Maryland again, because I know y'all probably didn't pay attention when I shared how many plants have been closed. Your electricity bill is going to be high, and it's going to stay high. Because when you have everything, a lot of things dependent on gas, and there's nothing set up, the infrastructure is not set up for a total electric anything. So they raised the rates to make it difficult for you with gas products because they want to push you into electric. That's number one. So they're still holding on to some of their green stuff. Federally, thank goodness, that stuff is rolled back. But they also electrical power plants. I forgot how many closed. I thought it was 4. I'm thinking it was more like, I think the guy reported, not shared it, we shared it, but I know people don't pay attention. See, I know those people don't like when, like, if I'm joking about something, depends what I'm joking about, that's fine. If I'm talking about E.J. Johnson, you know, his lashes and all that, that's fine. But when I start talking about things like, why y'all listening to people that don't know what 2 genders are, that's going against God, and they telling you that God would be with that, why you listen to these people? Because if you listen to people like that, nobody should listen to you. But that's a whole nother story for another day. We can listen, like, because we need to know what you're saying. But we don't need to listen to you for no advice because you don't have any. You don't even believe God, who is above any and all of us. So you will listen to these people, but you won't listen to God. You won't listen to God when he says that he made them male and female. You don't listen to God about women are to compliment men. The compliment. We compliment each other. We made for each other. We're not men. Y'all don't listen to that. You don't listen to, you know, how to revere or to raise up children. You want to listen to other people. So nobody should listen to you. But there's some people that you should listen to. And that's people that don't want you listening to people that will tell you something wrong, will tell you something against God. And those that, you know, do read or listen or talk to more than just, you know, limited circles of people. Because limited circles of people have limited limited amounts of information. So it's good to know different things. So a lot of people don't know that they have power plants that have closed, or the number of power plants. So when you have closed power plants where electricity comes through and where you get electricity, just like the Keystone Pipeline. When the pipeline was closed down, what was that, 5-6 years ago? That would have been around 2020, 2021. Closed pipeline. We got our own oil. So now we got to get our own oil up and running again, but the pipeline was closed down. And I remember telling my friend, I said, the pipeline closed down, the gas going to go up. And guess what? It did. Because you closed the pipeline down. Now, I don't know what the pipeline that they just signed off on last week or whatever to get back up and running, but they need to open the Keystone. I don't know if the Keystone pipeline is back open yet, but I know it was a pipeline. I don't think it's in Pennsylvania. Because it's in the Keystone. Where's the Keystone pipeline? It wasn't the Keystone pipeline that I think got the paper or the sign off to start producing or whatever you call it. But anyway, so Maryland, whatever little break you get, it's not gonna be, but it's not gonna stay steady because the summertime is coming, so that's gonna be more demand on AC and all that, and you got to transfer, have the power delivered from wherever the nearest power plants are. You got some power that's coming in from Pennsylvania, so supply and demand, people. We learn this in school. I'm not talking about now, like in present, where some schools are teaching, some aren't. The majority aren't. But most of us, we know this. So that's why I'm like, are you listening to? And it's not even about listening. It's watching what people do and what they're saying. Because see, what's going to happen is they're going to talk a good game as usual, like a man trying to get in your pants, and you're going to fall for it. But if you don't want to fall for it, stick with me. We're going to talk. Because ain't nothing, as long as they add more taxes, because they won't cut any spending. When you don't cut spending, as painful as it might be, because you can't please everybody. But if you want to please everybody, then maybe take something from each program that everybody like. But it has to be some cutting of spending. But since you're not cutting spending, and people complain about that, but when it comes down to cutting, then you get mad. You don't want that done, so you're gonna be paying because they're gonna tax you. And then and then the other thing that they're not focusing enough on, when you regulating and causing people to spend more to run business, and they leave, that means that they're taking that tax base with them. Some of their workers are going to go with them. Businesses pay taxes, they pay fees. Then you have the people actually that own the business, they pay individual taxes or whatever. But a lot of times, they get the right stuff off. They spending the most money and they get taxed the most. This is what pisses me off, and that's why I look at a lot of people around me now, and I'm like, are you really? When you make, and I said this before, people that make more, the more you make, the more they take out of your check. So they take a lot of money already from people that make top dollars. I remember last year hearing, I think Elon, I forgot how much they said that man paid in taxes alone, but it was a lot. So for them to keep constant, I'm like, how are they still getting people with that lie about pay their fish? Come on. And then now they moved, it's not millionaires anymore, because a lot of people in Congress are millionaires for the slow that don't pay attention to that. And we not talking, and their friends in Hollywood and everywhere else are millionaires. See, they always talking about somebody billionaire. All of them got billionaire and millionaire friends. Hell, they all are part of that class, most of them. Or they become that way. It's funny how you do that while you're sitting in Congress and you're only supposed to be making six figures. But okay. All I'm saying to you is, if you're of a certain age, it's time to really start thinking a little bit better. It doesn't need to be any more programs, no more money spent. Just like with these kids, it don't need to be no more money spent. It's time for discipline and consequences out here. I'm with the governor out there in Louisiana. I told y'all a long time ago, but y'all don't listen to me. So now everybody's feeling it. Everybody's feeling it now. So everybody's saying the same thing. Get your kids. Nobody wants to deal with raggedy kids. They don't. And they killing people. And doing all kinds of stuff. Don't nobody want to deal with your kids. Either you going to get them or they going to go to jail or the graveyard. Simple as that. But I'm with him. All these hugger thug policies got to go. Hugger criminal, hugger Somali, hugger fraud, whatever. They got to go. I want total mess around and find out time for everybody. I want the illegals up out of here. If you don't like it, I want you to go with them. Take your citizenship. We get that. Get on up out of here. Seriously. These states charging people exit taxes now because they losing so many. When you run people off that's a tax base, you know who only going to be left? The people with the food stamps and stuff that you can't tax because food stamps is not a tax base. So when they're the only ones left, and there's only a certain small portion of people that are left in your state working, who gonna get taxed? Do y'all ever think about that? Oh, because y'all don't know. The CNN and them tell y'all that people are leaving. It's a lot of people leaving and running to Florida and Texas and Tennessee. I think even some people going to Tennessee. Because they leave in California because, well, if you don't know why they leave in California, people starting to leave from New York. Well, they've been leaving, but I mean, they really like, it's noticeable. Where now, you still Governor Hochul up there begging the people to come back. All I'm saying, I think they're doing it by design, because there's no way that you would want to destroy your own city like that without intent and purpose. But yeah, y'all need to think a little bit more, and start, like I always say, look at more news so you can get unstuck. Maybe grow a little bit, because it's really, you can't. We have to do certain things. If you want taxes cut, we got to generate income. We got to bring jobs back over here that they said wasn't going to never come back. They can come back if we stop making it more feasible for businesses to work and have residents in other countries. All them jobs can come back. We stop sweetening deals and letting other countries get away with robbing us. Yeah, we can bring all that crap and see more made in America than anywhere else. Because if it's made in America, then Americans can be working. Oh, if you stop letting them lowball and pay illegals, we can do that. Get it together, because I'm tired. I'm tired. It's a whole lot of it's a lot of us that are tired. We're tired. But you got to think about that. Nothing is going to be affordable as long as you want to keep spending and you want to keep increasing the number of shiftless people that have no skills and no desire to work, because the money has to come from somewhere, and it's going to come from government, which means it's going to come from you. So no, it's not going to be affordable. And they're going to start charging you for using the roads, because that's more money for them to mess up and mismanage, and that they can give away to people that don't want to work, and they can get them to come here and live off of you and get everything over you. They just want you to pay for it. Grow up.